to say something around this topic. But Mr. Speaker, even before I reply, I really want to take this opportunity to thank the many members who have expressed their opinions in this matter. Mr. Speaker, as I sit here as the chairman of Budget and Appropriations Committee, I have to say that I was also in a learning experience. Every comment from the members, Mr. Speaker, I made sure that I take them to account. I actually have taken note of them in writing because I believe there is nothing a member of parliament says in vain. Mr. Speaker, from Honorable Opio, who is the minority leader, coming all the way even to the majority leader, coming to the chairman of PAC, coming to every other member, Mr. Speaker, their opinions are invaluable, not to just me as a person, but also to the committee, because there is no perfection in this job. We keep on learning. And when we reach perfection, then we start to decide. And I don't think we are in that path of deciding. Mr. Speaker, the issue of 223 has been very well emphasized by this, Mr. Speaker, in the Budget Committee. Honorable Badi has reinforced the same, that we cannot continue to operate as business as usual insofar as Article 223 is concerned. We share that opinion, and I request the honorable members that we not just take note of that, that we must do something to strengthen and to tighten especially how Article 223 the expenditure is made. Mr. Speaker, I listened to Dr. Oudo, and I want to make this clarification because we are doing a very objective process. And his sentiments were very straightforward and objective. And I'm just laying this fact on the table for the consumption of members. I agree on the many votes that have been increased in this supplementary budget. But Mr. Speaker, the backdrop of this, and especially citing the office of the president, which is a fact because the figures are there, is the fact that, Mr. Speaker, by the time we were having the new president in office, unfortunately, the budget for the office of the president, majority of it had already been spent. We need to provision enough money, Mr. Speaker, for now the current president to carry on the duties of the president, Mr. Speaker, without interruption. And therefore, Dr. Odo, honorable member, that is basically the fact, that most of the money had already been spent. We have a new president. We just needed to provide budget for the president to function. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, I want to make the issue, to comment about the issue of CDF. Whereas we have provisioned the arrears of 12 million that is pending, Mr. Speaker, we have gone ahead, that even through the process of supplementary, we have been in contact with the Treasury. And I want to inform all the members here that currently by yesterday, actually by Friday, 14 billion Kenya shillings had already been remitted to the board. And by the end of this week, our respective constituency accounts should have not less than 45 million shillings to be able to carry on with our CDF issues, and especially the bursary that has been pending for quite some time. Mr. Speaker, I want to address the issue of 300 billion cuts. And I want to just reinforce the point from the majority leader. Whereas we have listened with respect the submissions of the chairman, the PAC chairman. Mr. Speaker, the fact of the matter is that we succeeded in cutting the 300 billion Kenya shillings. Unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, the same money, the bulk of that money had actually already been spent. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, even after succeeding in cutting the amount, Mr. Speaker, we had to take care of the money that had already been spent. Mr. Speaker, the other fact is that we have also realigned. We had the old regime, we have the new administration. Part of the Article 223, issues that could not wait up to June, which are already now included, and the fact that now there is there are additions in terms of now subtracting from the 300 billion. We already now have the Hustler Fund, Mr. Speaker. That is money that ordinarily would have added on the budget, but now it has come earlier, Mr. Speaker. There is other issues like fertilizer. There are other very critical issues like the employment of teachers, like the capitation of CPC. All these had to be taken care of, Mr. Speaker, because we are not strictly operating on a straitjacket. We live ordinary lives. And because we are Kenyans representatives, we also had to align with what the Kenyan people expect of us currently. Mr. Speaker, I want to take this opportunity to really thank all the members, and especially members of the Budget and Appropriations Committee. We burnt midnight oil.